Ever dreamed of designing a garden that's both beautiful and bountiful? Imagine the journey from a humble seed, nestled in the earth, reaching upwards, unfolding into a vibrant, lush oasis teeming with a variety of flowers and vegetables. Picture the transformation, the growth, the bloom. This isn't merely about sowing and reaping, it's about creating a living masterpiece, a testament to your creativity and patience. So let's roll up our sleeves and dig into the art of garden planning and design. Today we embark on a journey to transform your space into a thriving garden oasis. To plan a successful garden, you need to understand the basics. And these basics include sunlight, soil type, and water access. These are the building blocks of any thriving garden. Let's begin with sunlight. Sunlight is the lifeblood of your garden. It's what powers photosynthesis, the process that allows plants to convert light energy into chemical energy, which fuels their growth. Most flowering plants require full sun, which is 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day. However, some plants prefer partial or full shade, so understanding the sun's path across your garden is crucial. Next up is soil type. The soil is the foundation of your garden. It provides your plants with the nutrients they need to grow. There are 3 main types of soil: sandy, loamy, and clay. Each has a different texture and drains water at different rates. Some plants thrive in well-draining sandy soil, while others prefer the moisture-holding capacity of clay. Knowing your soil type will help you choose the right plants for your garden. Water access is another key factor. Plants need water just as much as they need sunlight. The amount of water your garden needs will depend on the type of plants you choose, the climate, and the soil type. It's important to ensure your garden has a reliable water source, whether that's a nearby hose, a rain barrel, or an irrigation system. And now, let's talk about garden styles. There are many different garden styles to choose from, and the one you choose should reflect your personality and lifestyle. If you prefer a neat, ordered look, a formal garden might be for you. These gardens often feature symmetrical designs and geometric shapes. If you like a more relaxed, natural look, a cottage garden could be a good fit. These gardens are often filled with a mix of flowers, herbs, and vegetables. And speaking of vegetables, if you're interested in growing your own food, a vegetable garden is a great option. Vegetable gardens can be just as beautiful as ornamental gardens, and there's nothing quite like the satisfaction of harvesting your own produce. With these basics in mind, you're ready to sketch your garden layout. A garden map is your blueprint to a beautiful garden. This map is an essential tool in the garden planning process, helping you visualize your garden before you even get your hands dirty. Creating a garden map might sound a bit daunting, but it's like piecing together a puzzle. It's all about figuring out where each plant fits best. And remember, you're not carving this map into stone. It's a flexible guide that can change and evolve with your garden. Start with a blank sheet of paper or a garden planning app if you prefer the digital route. Sketch out the shape of your garden area. Is it a rectangle, a circle, an irregular shape? This doesn't have to be to scale, but try to keep the proportions somewhat accurate for a better visual representation. Next, consider the height of your plants. Taller plants should generally go towards the back of the garden, or in the center if your garden is viewable from all sides. This way, they won't block the view of the shorter plants. Now, let's talk about color. Color can bring your garden to life. Think about which colors you want to see together, and spread them out across your map. Maybe you want a section of vibrant reds and oranges, or perhaps a calming corner of blues and purples. It's your garden, so let your creativity shine. Don't forget about bloom time either. Not all plants bloom at the same time, so consider this when planning your garden. If you map out your garden considering bloom times, you can ensure a continuous display of color throughout the growing season. Also, consider the sun and shade patterns in your garden. Some plants love the sun, while others prefer a bit of shade. Mark these areas on your map to help choose the right plants for each spot. Creating a garden map might take some time and thought, but it's well worth the effort. It will serve as your roadmap to a successful garden, guiding you on where to plant what and when. With your garden map in hand, you're ready to choose your plants. So let's move on to the next exciting step of our garden planning journey. Choosing the right plants can make your garden a paradise. The first step in this botanical journey is understanding the significance of native plants. These are plants that have evolved naturally in your region, and so, they are well adapted to your local climate, soil conditions, and local wildlife. They require less maintenance, save water, and provide habitat for local birds, butterflies, and other wildlife. So, next time you're plant shopping, think local. Now, let's talk about perennials and annuals. Perennials are those plants that come back year after year, adding consistency to your garden. They might be a bit more expensive initially, but their longevity makes them a worthwhile investment. On the other hand, annuals are plants that live for just one season. But don't write them off. They bloom profusely and provide a burst of color that can really make your garden pop. A well-balanced garden incorporates a mix of both types. Another aspect to consider is the role of pollinators, the tiny creatures that play a big part in our ecosystem. Bees, butterflies, and even birds help pollinate over 75% of our flowering plants and nearly 75% of our crops. To attract these helpful critters, consider adding plants like lavender, sunflowers, and marigolds to your garden. Not only will these plants add a splash of color, but they'll also create a buzzing, vibrant ecosystem right in your backyard. Remember, each plant is unique, just like us. They have their preferences when it comes to sunlight, water, and soil. So do your homework before you bring them home. Study the plant tags or ask the nursery staff about the plant's needs. It's like a first date. You're getting to know each other. You're trying to figure out if you're compatible. And like any good relationship, if you take care of your plants, they'll take care of you, offering you beauty, tranquility, and even food if you're into edible gardening. Now let's make your garden not just beautiful, but practical too. Practicality meets aesthetics in a well-planned garden. As we delve deeper into garden planning, let's explore the practical aspects of garden design. These elements often serve a dual purpose. They're not only functional, but they can also enhance the overall appeal of your garden. Let's start with pathways. They're essential for moving around your garden without trampling your precious plants, but they can also be a design feature. Consider the materials you might use, from rustic stepping stones to elegant brickwork. The choices are abundant. And remember, the path's shape can create a sense of movement, leading the eye through your garden's highlights. Next, think about irrigation. Water is the lifeblood of any garden, so it's crucial to have a reliable watering system. A simple garden hose might do the trick, but if you're keen on conservation, consider a drip irrigation system. It delivers water directly to the plant roots, reducing waste. Or perhaps a rain barrel to collect and store rainwater. It's environmentally friendly and can lend a charming touch to your garden. Now let's talk about garden beds. They can be as simple as a patch of soil, but raised beds offer several advantages. They provide better drainage, they're easier on your back, and they can become a visual focal point. You can build them out of wood, stone, or even repurposed materials like old pallets for a touch of DIY charm. But what about those of us with limited space? Vertical gardening is your answer. Use trellises, wall planters, or even a ladder to grow plants upwards. It's a great way to maximize space and can create a stunning visual display. And let's not forget about lighting. It's not just for safety and visibility. With the right placement, lights can highlight your garden's best features and create a magical ambiance at night. In the end, remember that practicality and aesthetics go hand in hand when planning your garden. Every element should serve a purpose and contribute to the overall design. Avoiding common mistakes can turn your good garden into a great one. Every gardener learns from mistakes, but we can help you avoid some. One common pitfall is overcrowding plants. We might be tempted to cram as many beautiful plants as we can into our space, but this can lead to competition for resources and ultimately unhealthy plants. Remember, less is often more in a garden. Neglecting pest management is another frequent blunder. It's easy to forget that our garden can be a paradise for pests as well as for us. Regularly inspecting plants for signs of pests and disease can save you a lot of trouble down the line. Natural pest control methods like encouraging beneficial insects or using homemade sprays can be effective and environmentally friendly. Not considering the specific needs of plants is another mistake to avoid. Every plant has its own requirements for sunlight, water, and soil type. Giving your plants what they need will help them thrive. Gardening is a joyous journey full of lessons and rewards. So let's learn from our mistakes and enjoy the process. The journey of gardening is as rewarding as the destination. It's a voyage of self-discovery, patience, and creativity. Every seed planted, every bloom nurtured, brings a sense of accomplishment. Gardening is not just about creating an oasis of tranquility, it's about connecting with nature, building resilience, and cultivating mindfulness. It's an adventure where learning and experimenting are part of the fun. So go ahead, take the first step, and embrace the tranquility a garden can bring to your life.